Hi, welcome to Gigat's Country Kitchen. Tonight, we're going to get some good stuff going. Might be a little naughty. We're going to do dessert tonight. And these are a little healthy. Well, I created this recipe years ago for my kids, and they named them junk balls. So they're just good stuff. We're going to look at this and we're going to make this together. And I've got a list of your ingredients here. We're going to use a half a cup of butter, and this is the butter of my choosing. You can use what you have. We're going to use 1.5 cups of peanut butter, and I like the naturals. I use Jif or I use Peter Pan, or you can even make your own. We'll be doing that as well later on in the channel. And then 1 bag of your favorite chocolate chips. This particular brand is not only dairy free, but it's also gluten free, which is really good because this dessert is a gluten free dessert. And then we're going to have 2/3 cup of sugar. I use a pure sugar cane, organic. We're going to have 2 cups of milk. Did I say 2/3? I meant 2/3 cup of sugar and 2 cups of milk. Let me make sure I get that straight for you. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Now I'm using a vanilla powder. That's just my preference. If you have vanilla extract, that's fine too. We have 6 cups of whole rolled oats, and this is the brand that I like to use. It's really good. And then we're going to put into that 1 cup of raisins. Now you will see that this recipe is super easy to do. It's fun. You can get the family involved. You can do it yourself. But let's just get to cooking some good stuff here. All right, we're going to take our butter first. I'm going to cut our eye on, and I'm going to start out with it being on high, but we will put it down just a little bit after we get the butter and all melted. So we're going to put our half a cup of butter in, okay? And we're going to get all that good stuff out of there. And you're going to be putting your ingredients into the pot, just getting them all in there. And I don't know if you know this about peanut butter, but peanut butter melts and is considered a liquid in your ingredients. There's a half a cup. I'm going to go ahead and cut this down now on medium high. Okay. We're going to get all this stirred together here. Get that peanut butter in there. That's 1.5 cups. A little bit on the side there, but that's okay. All right. Now we're going to stir this together. Let it be melting. If you notice, see how this peanut butter melts? And it liquefies really good. So when you're making recipes and you're putting peanut butter in, just always remember that, because peanuts have, the oils in them that's coming out, and it liquefies. This is also a great topping for pancakes. Okay, we're going to get this starting to melt. We're going to go ahead and put our bag of chocolate in. Just pour that whole bag in there. Now I put mini chocolate chips. You don't have to have the minis. It's just what I had on hand. My husband and I, we really love pancakes with chocolate chips and peanut butter on them. That's a whole nother video. But we're going to put these in here. Now another thing to remember is sugar. When you add sugar to a recipe and you're creating recipes, a sugar is considered a liquid as well because it liquefies. So we're going to stir that sugar right in there, and you see how the chocolate's already melting up. So it's all coming together. Now you don't want this to heat too fast now that you have the chocolate in there, and really all we want is things to get hot and melted so that we can put the rest of our oats and all mixed into it. So right now it's on medium high. We may need to go down a little more to medium in a moment. We'll see after we get this milk in there. We're going to put 2 cups. Whoa, it's getting hot and bubbly. Yeah. Say woo. So we're going to go down to medium on this, because all we want is to get this good and hot and blended. Okay, and while that milk is in there coming together, and you'll see it looks like it separates, that's because the cold melts in with the chocolate and it almost set the chocolate up again. Okay, we're going to put a teaspoon of vanilla in there. While that milk is going on, put a little more because that didn't want to get in there good. Okay, and we're just going to stir this up until it gets hot and comes together. Okay. You want it sort of like a translucent kind of color when it's all coming together. And this is just a really quick, nice recipe. The longest part of this recipe is just letting it cool off. What we're going to do after I get the oats and the raisins put into this, we're going to put it in the refrigerator and we're going to let it cool. And then once it cools, we're going to make balls out of it and roll them into, you can roll them into either your pecans, or you can roll them into your coconut flakes, or just whatever you want them to look like. You can make little Valentine junk balls and roll them in Valentine candy. Now, if you look in here, you'll see this is all blended together now. And see we're a nice liquidy. Everything is ready to come together and coat the oats and the raisins. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut this off now. We're going to cut it off. And we're going to pour our 6 cups. And you notice, you see how it's a translucent color? It's got a little shine to it. That's what we want. Okay. I have 6 cups of oatmeal. Just whole rolled oats. It's right out of the bag. And I have a cup of raisins. If you don't like raisins, you can do cranberries, you can do cherries, you can do a chocolate cherry junk ball. There's just a lot of options with this. Let your imagination go. As long as you're not adding more liquids, you're okay. You can change this up. You can also, if you have a peanut allergy, just use almond butter or cashew butter. Depending if you can do cashews or not. Some people just have problems with peanuts themselves. So, yeah, there's a lot you can do here. If you don't want to roll this out into balls and you don't want to fool with that, at this point, just go ahead and pour it out onto a baking sheet lined with parchment paper and let it cool and set up. And you can just cut it into little bars. But it's really nice to make the little balls out of it. That just makes them easy to handle. They're not as messy. You know, good stuff. Hey, this oats, they're going to swell up into this chocolate mixture. And they're going to soak up all that juice. And it's going to get thicker and thicker and thicker. So what we're going to do next is we're going to just go ahead and let this cool. And we will come back and I will show you how to make the little junk balls, and we'll roll some in pecans and we'll roll some in some coconut and just do them up real nice. So we'll be back in just a minute. All right, we're back. Got this slightly chilled. I'm rushing it just a little bit. Yours, you know, if you let it chill really good. Mine has got slightly warm, but it will harden up even a little more. But this is fine to work with. So I'm going to show you a couple of things you can do with it. Uh, Valentine is coming up. This can make a great thing to fix for your kids' school and be able to share with them, the other kids in the classroom, what have you. This is a great little treat that you can get that's healthy and, well, it's a lot better off than most of them. But what we're going to do is, if you've got an ice cream scoop, this one right here is just a cookie scoop. And then I have a bigger one that's your quarter cup scoop. And you don't have to fill it all the way up because that makes a really big um, little junk ball. All right. But this little cookie size one, just mound it up a little bit like that and put it in your hand and just lightly roll it just into a little ball. That's all you got to do. I have some chopped pecans here. You can use, like I said, little candies. You can use Valentine little heart candies, or we're going to do coconut. But you just sort of dust off the pecans there. And if you want to put them in a little cupcake holder, little cookie holder, candy holder, or just leave them out on a plate, put some pretty little toothpicks on them. There's all kinds of things you can do. But if you just want to have them for being around the house and just keep a little pan of these with a lid on it in the refrigerator, and that way you can grab one when you want one, a quick little snack, and it's got the peanut butter and the oatmeal, a little of that chocolate in there, and that just makes it really good. This one is a coconut. Now you can even heat up chocolate after you get the balls good and cold, and just put the balls and dip them into the chocolate and then sprinkle little nuts on top. But just do a combination like that. And I'll show you one of the bigger ones as well. I won't make you sit and watch through the whole thing. But this is just a nice little bit healthier dessert. Still sweet. Still got some sweetness to it. But we did use the dark chocolate. We did, have raisins in it, and peanut butter. And so you just don't squeeze. You just lightly roll like this. And that will make that ball. Now, the colder your mixture is, the better it will form. And then when you put it in your nuts, just lightly roll. You can put it over on top. And I like to take and have a little spoon to help with it a little bit. Shake off all the excess, and then just put it right over into the cup. And I would, chill them. They'll be fine for you to take them out and take them to a party, or let them sit out if you are having guests or what have you. They're fine to sit out. You don't have to keep these in the refrigerator. They're not going to just like melt and come apart. They may soften up a little bit. So, but once you get them very well cooled and chilled and set up, they hold together great. And if you want to, you can have a little more chocolate. You can roll these in cocoa. I've done that when our restaurant was open. People loved these. They thought they were really great, and I would do different combinations like that. Sometimes I'd take a little chocolate in a bag and just drizzle it over the top of them. Just some little extra things. But I sure hope you enjoy this recipe. Quick, simple, easy, something healthier than just grabbing a candy bar or what have you. And, just something you can keep in the refrigerator. They'll last a long time in your refrigerator. And, so give it a try and let me know what you think about it. I'd appreciate it if you would just like and subscribe, and maybe tell some friends about us and share, our channel. We would really appreciate that so much. And, just remember that, this is a time to be able to think about, with Valentine's coming up, we sort of shift over. We think about our love for people and our love for God. And just remember that, you know, show your love and give a gift to someone. Share, a little bit of cooking and food with someone else. Boy, that just makes someone's day. And if you have an older person in your life, don't forget them. That means so much to them. And matter of fact, I'm going to take some of these tomorrow to my mother-in-law and share them with her. And just remember our older people too. And it'll just bring blessings in your life. I appreciate you so much for being here and growing with us in this channel. And we look forward to seeing you next time. We're going to be having some cinnamon rolls coming up. So be ready for that and be ready to cook. And I'll see you next time.